Hey, so I'm Chunny. I created this card game, Counter Chaos. I'll go through a quick how to play. So quick starting into the game if you want to jump straight in. People pick a character, doesn't matter which one that you pick. Health starts at 15, so 15 on the health token. All players get 7 cards. All times you have a minimum of 3 cards in your hand, so for whatever reason you get forced to discard below 3, you draw back up to 3, so you always have cards. Maximum hand size is 12, so you can't go above 12. Main cards in the deck are ability cards. These are the blue ones, so your main type of action is taken with their abilities. So on these cards we have the target, the amount of damage, and then any bonus action. So this one's a single foe, targets 2 damage, and the player who played this card can also draw a card. The other type is the all foes. This one targets every player, so all foes does 2 damage, and player who played this also draws a card. Any card that has this marking is unblockable, so that means it can't be countered. The next card in the deck are the mutations. These are the orange ones. So mutations are played in conjunction with the abilities to add extra effects or buff the abilities. So if you played this one and this one together, it will be a single foe, 2 damage, plus 4 damage, so it's 6 damage, and player draws 2 cards. Whereas if you played this one, targets all foes, 2 damage, and player draws 3 cards combined. You can add this one to any of the others to make an action unblockable. So that's how mutations work. They get added with the ability and makes them stronger. The next card in the deck is the counter cards. These ones are the bright purple cards. These cards are used to block any actions that affect you directly. You can play a counter, and counters can be countered. Next type of card in the deck is the weakness. Weakness cards are given to players throughout the gameplay. They are debuffs for players to give you a chance to overwhelm your opponents. There are 3 win states. So first win state is overhealing and reaching immortal state, so reaching 30 health. The other win state is getting everyone below 0 or knocked out. The third win state is winning a sudden death, which I'll go through in a bit. Valid action, so on your turn you can play up to 2 abilities if you wish, so you can play them together. And this will end up being 4 damage with a weakness, and player draws a card. So the play ordering, any actions for yourself, so drawing a card, healing happens first, actions against foes happens next, and then counter battles. So on your turn you can play either 1 ability card like this, you can play 2 ability cards if they're not mutated, or you can play 1 ability card and a mutation, so it plays it together. You can't play mutation by itself. Or you can play up to 3 cards if it's 1 ability and 2 mutations. So this is a valid turn, this is a valid turn, this is a valid turn, and this is a valid turn. You can't play mutations by itself, so orange ones have to be linked with a blue one. If you start your turn on any of the words, you gain those as a bonus action on your turn. You get grave draw, which means you can draw from the discard pile. Draw means you can draw a bonus card. Weakness means you can either remove a weakness from if you have a weakness, or you can give another player a weakness. Draw 2, self-explanatory, you draw 2 cards at the start of your turn, plus your start of turn draw card, so you end up drawing 3. Plus 4, you're adding plus 4 to a card or an action, so say if you're playing this one, you add plus 4 to this, so it ends up being 6 damage. Steal, you pick a player, and you steal a card from them. Discard, you pick a player and they discard a card. I think that's the main ones. Heal, so you heal 3. So here, if you started your turn on 2, you'll actually move up to 5. Unblockable, makes an action unblockable. Eliminated, you go here once you've been knocked out. Weakness discard is your actions as a eliminated person, so you still have actions once you've been eliminated. As an eliminated player, on your turn you can give any player weakness, so you can grab one of these cards and give that to any of the players who are still living, or you can force them to discard their whole hand. So these are your 2 actions you can do as while you're being eliminated. As an eliminated player, get people to discard their cards. You can keep one of the cards for yourself for one of a sudden death. So let's go through sudden death. So with sudden death, when you've been eliminated, and the person who's eliminated you survives for 3 turns. So each turn, it's your turn. You go down a bit more on the board to keep track. So on your 4th turn, the person who killed you is still alive. Move to sudden death. Knock out everyone else. You and the person who killed you are now on 6 health. You resurrect with new set of cards, or the cards that you have claimed through your death. The person who killed you discards all of their cards, draws a new hand, up to 6 cards. So you both have 6 cards, 6 health, and there's no healing. And it's whoever wins this duel is the winner of the game of sudden death. Let's have a round, see how a round plays out. So Ezrax is going first. So they draw a card. And they've decided they're going to play this one and attack single foe, so they're going to attack Fae. So it says player draws 2 cards, so Ezrax draws 2 cards, and then Fae can choose to counter. So Fae is going to counter. Fae draws a card, and that's the end of that round. Turn token moves on, and now it's Fae's turn. Fae draws a card. Fae's going to play all foes, and they're going to modify it. So they're going to modify it. So they're going to play something like this. So it's all foes, number of players. So currently we have 4 players, and they're going to add +2 to ability. So Fae's going to heal 2, back to 15. Since it's targeting all foes, everyone has to independently counter if they wish. So the clone is just going to take the damage, so they're going to take 6 damage. So they go down 6 damage. Apnea is going to counter. That counter doesn't affect anyone, so it just draws a card and ends that turn. Ezrax is going to counter. Going to do 4 damage, unblockable, to Fae. So Fae takes 4 damage, and that's that round over. So now it's the clone's turn. So they draw a card. Oh. They draw a card to their hand, which is hidden. They're going to play this one. Also going to play this one. So altogether, single foe, 4 damage. Target discards their hand, and the player draws 2 cards. So they're going to attack Ezrax. For damage, Ezrax is going to counter. So they're going to draw their card from their counter. Back to the clone. The clone can counter this counter. So the clone's going to play this one, reflects it back at Ezrax. Ezrax is going to counter that one. So now it's 5 damage at the clone. The clone is going to counter that one with this. It ends the round because it doesn't affect anyone. The clone gains this because of the action of this card, and that resolves this. And moving on to Apnea. So Apnea is drawing a card, and they're going to play Orpho's 4 damage card. Because it's all foes, everyone can have a chance to counter. So Ezrax is going to counter. Attacker discards the hand. Apnea doesn't want that, so they're going to counter that one. Heals from attack. There's no attack, so no healing, but that does 2 damage to Ezrax. That's unblockable. So that round is over. But Faye still has a chance to counter. So Faye's going to counter. This is gone, that's done. Countering this one, because this is the original attack from Apnea. Faye's going to play this counter, and it's going to heal the double of the damage, so it's going to heal for 8 damage. So Faye heals for 8 damage. The clone wants to get in on this healing. They're going to play a Leech card, and they're also going to heal a similar amount, so they're going to gain 8 health also, because they're leeching off this, so they're going to gain 8 health, but then take 4 damage from this one, because they're not going to counter, and that's that round over.